copying from a text, or has an extraordinarily good memory to be able to write this from memory, or a third explanation could only be supernatural. But I don't know how the text was produced. I can only read it.
In the previous segments, we reported that the phenomena surrounding Emma's journey would equal, if not rival, the manifestations given to many famous visionaries of the last century. While the ones that we have already presented to you, like the glitter, the oil, the stigmata, the passion, and the writing in foreign languages may seem amazing, there's still more. Those praying around her have often reported that while in a trance, they have seen her receive what seemed to them to be manifestations of heaven. She would wake from her trance holding strange flowers or rocks that seemed to be flecked with gold, and even what she said was an angel's feather, which, astonishingly, seems to have lengthened over time, and, upon close inspection, a tiny new feather appears to have developed at its base. There were even several gemstones that had fallen from her head, one of which is even thought to be a rough diamond. These all have been recorded, carefully kept, and stored for safekeeping.
Well, they were all, remember, on the floor? They were falling. They popped out of Emma's head came the stones, and I can't recall how many there were.
There was quite a few that had fell. They had fell on the carpet. And Emma Soul had picked them up, and everybody was so excited, so they all got up and everybody wanted to see them. She was showing them and showing them.
I'm sitting there and I'm looking at Emma. And while I was looking at her, I started to look at her forehead, and a bulge was coming on her forehead. And I just raised myself up. I started to walk over, and I wanted to touch it. So I reached out, and I got maybe that far from her head. Just as I went to do that, pop, it popped right out and onto the floor. What an experience.
It seems that she not only reads souls, but sees them as well. Another great mystic of the last century, Padre Pio, now saint, would recount how departed souls would show themselves to him and report that they had been given permission by God to approach him and ask for prayers. Astounding as this may seem, Emma claims to have had such encounters. She claims that a Saint Mary Magdalene de Pazzi, a nun in her early 20s, had come and brought her souls in purgatory to pray for.
She appeared to me and she said, she was wearing also the brown habit, and she told me that she became she introduced herself to me. Her name is Magdalene Pace, Italy, and she was a nun when she was in early 20s, something like that. God has given her the grace, to come back, and speak to me to talk about the souls in purgatory, that we have to pray the souls in purgatory.
Pat Brady recounts what she witnessed one Lenten season.
She was a very grayish color, and she was shaking. Her whole body was shaking. Her eyes were closed, and she started to call out names. Like, for example, Maria, 1842. And then she would call out another name, who are you? Or say, who are you? And another name of a different person in a different year would come. And this went on for about 10 minutes. And then Emma was silent. And her color started to come back. She said, Saul, I saw people, I heard people calling me. And they asked for prayers. And they were asking for help.
And I also experienced to meet this soul. The name was Mariano Rivera, And he told me that he died in 1631. He said to me, I came to you to ask for the prayers that one day I will be in heaven. After the Holy Week, and I came back from myself with all the passions, and I woke up, I saw him that he was with Saint Mary Magdalene de Pasi, and then I saw this beautiful, the bright light, coming from, from heaven, and there was stairs, white stairs, light, and then there were angels, coming down, and they were waiting for Mariano Rivera, and he was wearing this like a soldier. When he went to the third step, going up to that light, to that door, light door, he changed completely. He become, there was a glorified face and body become changed. There was no clothes anymore, no more uniform of the soldier, and he changed completely. And he was waving his hand like this, and I tried to hold his hand because I want to go with him, but it didn't happen.
Not only has she claimed to have seen the souls of the departed, she says that she has been with some of the angels and saints.
Yes, they become my friends because they're helping me. Like in prayers, they said to me that whenever I pray, they are with me. And especially when I pray the rosary, the Blessed Mother is always there. The most beautiful saint that I met was Saint Bernadette. I was watching her, and then she looked at me like this, and she said, "What happened to me will happen to you." That's what she said to me. I didn't understand what she said. And she is so beautiful, very, very beautiful. I also saw Saint Teresa of Avila. She's like a model, she's beautiful too. It's like she's so smart, very, very smart.
When asked why she used the word model to describe Teresa, Emma replied,
The way she's done like she's rich, because when a person is rich, you can see how they're
confident.
Yeah, like that, And I saw her like she's so very intelligent, This is like a smart saint,
Saint Faustina helped her to pray the Divine Mercy.
She's beautiful also. She's tall. I think that was the Mercy Sunday.
It was the 9th of April, 2005. Emma was in the Philippines on the Mountain of Salvation. John Paul II had passed away, and the Blessed Virgin appeared to her at 6 o'clock in the evening.
And then she said to me, "Here is the successor of Peter, Carol Joseph Wojtyla. He is my saint." That's what she said to me. And then there was light, on the right side. And then I saw this figure becoming clear, and then become Pope John Paul II, And then Saint Peter, who was beside him, who's a little small, he's small. Saint Pope John Paul II was wearing gold gown, with a beautiful, the light, gold, and he was wearing this gold high, with a gold cap, like hat, the hat. And then, he was walking. He was walking in front of me by the altar, and then he knelt down. Then he kissed the ground. So when I saw him that he kissed the ground, I went there, and I kissed too. And the Blessed Mother said about Pope John Paul II that we can also ask as an intercessional prayer to the Pope that, the unity and peace, for the whole world, he can intercede us. So she said to me that he is a saint.
And she says it is Saint John the Evangelist who gives her the messages in Greek.
Saint John, he looked like a beautiful, the face like a woman, because beautiful face, beautiful, so young, very young. And I was able to touch his hand, and I kissed his hand. I just looked at him, and I was writing, like that. with love. I can feel the love in him, because I didn't know that the writings that I was doing was about love, so that's, it's a gift, And people question me about it. How come how come you received